Okay, so before we get into round one from Dainfern, the latest Bushveld tour event, I just want to say thank you to all of the people that have left a comment on the last video where I shot 64 at Irene. There was over 1,000 comments, and although I didn't respond to all of them, all I want to say is I've read through every single comment, and there's so much positivity that I just want to say thank you. I was quite taken back with all the support. I think there's quite a few people that relate to sort of like the journey. I hate to use the word journey, but it's like going from shooting 90 to 64 and posting about it. Obviously I've got quite a lot of negativity and slack along the way when I was playing bad, but to see that amount of comments was like quite special. So thank you to all of the people that have left a comment. I'm actually gonna show just 5 of them from that video. So starting with Harvey Benwell. Yeah, definitely the game has come quite a long way from the Crossfield days. I think it wasn't that long ago where Crossfield was calling me, what did he call me? Oh yeah, chaff. So yeah. Dan Carter, not missed a video in a couple of years. That's amazing. Cheers for watching. Cobweb 1989. Breaking the mental barrier. Yes, it was like, I think it's quite big, and everyone's gonna agree with this in their own way. So like there's people that are gonna be breaking 90, 80, 70. For me, like breaking through that barrier where you finally shoot a low score is massive, because then when you get in a situation where you've got a score going, you're not going to be as anxious, because you know that you've brought it home before. So it's going to be a case of, yeah, I've done it before, I can do it again. Mark Scott, well done, watch your channel for some time. So many other YouTubers slip into different parts of the thing. Yeah, it's been yeah, quite a tough slog at times to, like, you know, work on. I guess it's like the hardest part of the YouTube golfing is actually trying to get good at golf. I think it is anyway. It's definitely challenging. So yeah, it feels good to finally put something together. And Matt, yeah, this is a cool comment as well. Really cool comment actually. So yeah, this is round one from Dainfern. Enjoy. So this is the 10th hole at Dainfern. We started on hole 10 in round one. This is another 2-hole tournament on the Bushveld tour. We had an order of merit series running through these 3 events over the last 3. Waterkloof, Irene, and this one. I think I was in the top 6 of the little order of merit heading into this week. So the wind actually got up for the first time in a long time, like this anyway. This was gusting at like 35 miles an hour. Started off the round nicely with a birdie on the 10th hole. And then this one was playing, yeah, this was a little 7-iron, just trying to keep it out the wind. This lands just off screen in the left-hand part of the green, which actually left me quite a tricky putt up the hill. I've got to admit, the greens this week, they were probably the worst that I've putted on, as you can see. Since I've been in South Africa, they were really bumpy and not very quick. And I actually thought I had a good putt there. That was like straight from pretty much like 18 inches. And it like jumped left and then sort of like ran over the side of the cup, which is a bit strange. But anyway, level par through 2 holes. This is a par 5 dogleg, big dogleg left. And I hit this up to the edge of the dogleg, just ran through and had like 230 and hooked a 7-iron as hard as I could. This hooked like 80 meters, and in the end just ran into that bunker, or just right at the bunker by the green. So that's quite a good result from there. Had a bit of a fluffy lie, played a little checky one. Not a bad result. And then had this putt for birdie. So this is like, I don't know, about 15 foot, right on the edge of the hole. But nothing lost. Onto a dogleg right par 4. So the wind was sort of like down off of the left, and this was just straight over the bunker. Left myself 50 meters and hit an alright pitch here, just a little sort of low fizzy one. You can see how windy it is, but I left myself quite a makeable putt. And this is the annoying thing about this round, and my strokes gained from the round actually shows this. My putting definitely wasn't in as good a place as it was last week, obviously, but just struggled a bit on the greens, and that's probably just from being a bit rusty on the greens. Didn't do much putting practice leading up to this event, and it shows. Just, I think it's important to like keep your putting stroke or your putting calibrated, whether that be, you know, from using like chalk on the green, just getting your alignment and your start line in the right place just really helps. This one, it's quite an interesting round actually. You're going to see quite a lot of wildness. So 4-iron just left, had to hook a sand wedge from 135, played a chip shot which landed on the fringe and just killed it and kicked left and rolled down to, I want to say like 8 foot, and this putt moves quite a long way right to left. I just absolutely just smashed this through the break. This is quite a bad putt. Anyway, putt for bogey. Slide so 1 over through this period of holes, through 5 holes or 4 holes. The leader was, after 9 holes, the leaders were in at 3 under, and the best score through 18 holes was 4 under. And I think this is just, usually the scoring is a bit lower. This is just down to, one, the fact that it was, you know, blowing at 30-mile-an-hour gusts, and the other thing was when the greens aren't as good, and we're teeing off in the afternoon, so obviously like the grainy stuff comes up, the scoring's obviously going to be a bit higher. But anyway, putt for birdie. Again, this just goes past the edge of the hole. Then moving on to downhill par 3, hole 16. It's playing pretty long, but wind was pretty much off of the right, so this was a little 7-iron. It's just playing about 15 downhill, so playing about 185 number with the wind. And yeah, while this video is playing as well, let me know, because the plan is to film every single tournament round up to getting to the tour. That is the plan, right? So we've already added in some of your comments of, right, we want to see like a whole review or have some idea of what's going on. Is there anything else that you can think of? We've got a little update after 9-hole graphic, which you're going to see in a bit. But is there anything else that you can think of? Leave your comment below, because I'm just want to make these tournament round videos. They're like the you know, the most important thing on my channel, and I want to make them as good as possible. So always just factor in your suggestions, and we will continue to try and improve the quality of these videos as we go. So let me know in the comments if you see anything. But yeah, 18th at Dainfern. It's a par 5, big dog leg left to right. So just trying to hit like a slinger, like a low slinger off of the left. This one probably didn't cut quite as much as I had hoped, and left myself, you know, not the most difficult shot from like 175. Had a little shoot of trees to shoot through, but just blocked this one outright and left myself in the bunker. This was a nice strike, but it's like checked up. And I had a putt for birdie from about 15 foot. Great stroke. Nice and solid. So yeah, 9 holes. Bit of Crash Bandicoot music. Either that or Temple Run. I don't know what that was. Right, on to hole 1. So 1 over par through 9 holes, and I'm thinking at this point, right, my swing's not feeling great. But I've got to the point now where, like, in tournaments, I'm almost enjoying the grinding out of a score. Like, in the past, it would be, oh, I'm not swinging it very well, start moaning, or just still try to hit, the what I think is, or I perceive as the correct shot. When in reality, when you're not swinging it well, the people that are good at scoring, the people that on tour are good at turning a bad swing day into a respectable score, they find something that they can sort of like that can get them home, essentially. And that's what I was trying to do today. So I knew that, this kind of swing of a driver, that was nice, by the way, little low bullet cut, that swing with the driver was keeping it in play. And I was just trying to find sort of like a feel or something that could just get me back, and I could shoot, not shoot myself out the tournament, essentially. This doesn't help. Alright, so just to explain that, do the kikuyu grass, and you can, when it like lies dormant and it's dead, it's like really rooty but soft, so it's really weird. If you get your leading edge in at all, it just pretty much just deflects off of it. So the first one just didn't quite catch and just duffed, then knocked this out to here, and this is a par 5 where I knock it up in 2. This is actually really frustrating, walking away with bogey after hitting a good drive, leaving myself 180 yards into a par 5 to walk away with bogey is just infuriating. But yeah, short game is still something that we're working on, and it is definitely the weakness. Like, my putting's in a pretty good place, my long game is getting better progressively, but my short game is still, I'm sort of most of the time just managing a bad short game, but there's definitely no flair, or I just don't enjoy it. So I need to like get it in a place where, apart from bunker play, which seems to be okay, but I feel like that's because I can get a bit more aggressive with bunker play and use the bounce, and there's no like anxiety around bunker play, which is weird. So yeah, we need to find something with the chipping that's gonna then elevate my game to the next level. So on days like this, you can still scramble and score. But anyway, 2 over through however many holes we've played. Pretty good at keeping track. Had this for birdie up the hill. Finally a good putt. And that was quite big in the round. Get it back to 1 over. Cheers, Isaac. Now we've got, a few birdie chances and a few tough holes coming in. This is a downhill par 4. Really, it's just, 3-iron wedge. Left myself in a really funky lie, and it sort of just like exploded under me. And this was, again, just like very, very frustrating. Just hit this awful wedge shot. And then had this. What is that? I think you can hear me mumbling. That's honestly so bad. I almost destroyed my club. And then had this for par from about 40 foot. I had no idea. How does that miss? So yeah, back to 1. Bewildered. And now a downhill par 3. And at this point, I was thinking, right, what have I got swing-wise to get me home? And it's literally just, I had a feeling of sort of like a knockdown swing where I'm just like playing almost like a 3/4 shot, trying to feel a bit cutty with it. And that sort of got me home swing-wise. That was a bad putt. And this is probably one of the hardest holes in the golf course. So demanding off the tee. You got to really either hit it over the corner or hit a little slider around the corner. Just starting off of the bunker, which I did. Hit quite a nice drive here. Left myself 100 meters. There's overhanging trees, and this is a tough little green to get at. Hit a little sand wedge just over the edge of the tree. Hit this to, where it is now, like 6 foot away. I was pretty confident with this down the hill. Slotted it for birdie, and then I'm thinking, right, 2 holes left, par 5 and a short par 4. Let's try and get it back to level par and, take it to tomorrow. It's not a bad score. It's a decent drive, just a bit too much right to left than I would have hoped for, but it actually worked out really well. Left myself 185, and this was a 7-iron that I was just trying to make that same sort of feeling. Thought I hit this pretty good. Wind didn't really touch it, and then it's just jumped back into the hazard. Could have played it, didn't. Decided, right, I'll just play, take a drop as it's come back in. And chipped it up and did that. So I was losing my shit at that point. So a 2 over on a par 5. Again, that's 2 par 5s on the back 9 where I've made 2 6s, which is just not acceptable at all with the distance that I can hit it. And then finishing off on the par 4 18, just 4-iron and a pitching wedge from 138. Middle of the green, quite tricky pin over there on the right. And then had this for birdie. Great read. But yeah, knocked it in. So for a very, very bad ball striking day and a bad putting day, getting around with 2 over, just hacking it around, I was actually not too pissed off with. Round 2 is coming very soon.